Shalom friends, welcome to Daf Reactions, Zevachim 58. Home decor is so important, especially when the home in question is God's. The Beit HaMikdash, the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. Let's take a look at this mostly open concept, worship, sacrifice, and offering multi-use space. First, you walk into the women's courtyard. That's the entry area that really sets the vibe for the rest of the property. It offers curb appeal. It's also incredibly convenient if you intend to proceed into the other areas of the temple. You can leave your umbrella there, your galoshes, and any women you might have brought with you. And then you walk through another gate into the Azara, the main courtyard. Lots of natural light because there's no roof. There you'll find ample space for sacrificial slaughter, especially in the north part of the courtyard. Of course, the real showstopper of this area of the house is the Mizbeach, the enormous altar, 32 by 32 cubits. I don't generally lower myself as to do math, but I do believe that's 48 by 48 feet, according to the internet. The Mizbeach, the altar, is where sacrifices were burned and where blood was ritually placed. God being, after all, a massive fan of barbecue, this was a key feature of God's house. Now, one amazing thing about this property, about the Mizbeach in particular, is that it had a ramp leading up to it, which did help it be more ADA compliant. On top of the altar itself, you have different arrangements of wood for burning animal offerings and also the wood for burning incense. Other unique pieces in the Azara include this amazing, massive steampunk wash basin that did sink into the ground every night when you're ready to go to bed. This isn't just available to anybody, this is another custom piece. From the Azara, then you proceed up the steps into the beautiful sanctuary itself. This is a covered space away from the turmoil of the Azara. There's a smaller golden altar. You've got the menorah, which wasn't supposed to be on loan to the Vatican, but we all know how that worked out. You have the table of the showbread with 12 loaves that are swapped out every Shabbat. And then you have also the bowls of frankincense. Now, I do want to clarify this because I see a lot of confusion. Frankincense is not the same as frankincense's monster. Those are different. And then finally, you get into the innermost sanctum, the Holy of Holies. Well, I mean, you shouldn't actually go there unless you're the Kohen Gadol, and it is Yom Kippur. That's the one time anybody goes in there. Because the Holy of Holies is, in fact, where the Divine Spirit is resting. Please be respectful of the Do Not Disturb sign. Now, throughout this daf and out into the next daf, the sages are debating cubit by cubit the placement of all of these items to make sure their opinions are truly aligned, both on a compass and also aligned with God's vision as detailed in Leviticus. But the thing to remember is that none of the sages who were talking about it had actually been to the Beit HaMikdash. It did not exist by this point. No photographs had documented the exact placement of everything. So here they are puzzling it out like I do, pixel by pixel, right? Except it's cubit by cubit. Math problem logic. Math, one of the few things grosser to me than animal sacrifice. They're asking, is the Mizbeach sort of in the south part, sort of in the north part? Is it all the way in the north? What is the deal? Where is it? Can you do the slaughtering of a sacrifice itself on the altar in the north part, which is where the slaughtering is supposed to be? Maybe the altar was actually closer to the doorway of the sanctuary for a more direct route between the two. This all matters because the holiest of sacrifices, which exist at different levels, Kodesh Kodashim, like burnt offerings, sin offerings, and guilt offerings, were done in the north exclusively. I know no offering but the offering in the north, whose name is Stark. But peace offerings and other offerings of lesser holiness could be done anywhere in the Azara. Now, both I and the sages have questions. Our questions are in fact different. My question is there enough signage to delineate these areas? How do people know where to go? And the sages are asking questions more about placement of the objects themselves. So there they are, Rabbi Yosei, Rabbi Asi, Rabbi Zera, Rabbi Yochanan, with a laptop metaphorically open between them. And they're all looking at the screen. And they are drag and dropping clip art of all these holy items into what they've calculated to be the appropriate zones. Just tabbing the image of the Mizbeach a little bit to the north, a little bit to the south. But it kind of feels like that meme about moving an image within Microsoft Word. They move the image one cubit and then all of a sudden all the other objects shift. 4 new dapim appear. In the distance, sirens. Yeah, I think this is going to take a little bit longer to figure out.